Well, hello to you, our dear viewers of Capuchin TV, and welcome to the Family Faith Show, whereby we get to interact with the youth in various ways.
Let's stop judging people according to their tribes.
We present to you fresh perspectives, exciting conversations, engaging debates, Bible trivia discussions, showcasing of talents such as singing, dancing, art, and so much more from guests who keep it real and authentic.
Sasa wewe, nitajuaje hautanihat? Intrude human nature, cover through us,
So buckle up because this season is about to be epic with me, your one and only host, Susan Bulemi. Keep it locked right here on the Family Faith Show every Wednesday from 2 to 3 p.m. only on Capuchin TV. Well, hello and a very good afternoon to you, our dear viewer of Capuchin TV, from wherever you're tuning in from, and welcome to yet another episode of the Family Faith Show with me, your host, Susan Bulemi. So on today's episode, you're going to be having a discussion about financial literacy among the youth, which is something that a lot of people really don't talk about, especially the young people, because we have the notion that we still have a lot of time to make more money in the future. But how about we start having that conversation today in the present time? So we're going to talk about what it really means to be financially literate as a youth, and also the challenges the young people are facing in trying to manage their money and their funds, and the steps we can take to secure a brighter financial future. So with me here in our studio are two lovely guests who are going to help me shed more light on today's conversation. However, before they introduce themselves, I'd like to remind you, our dear viewer, if you'd like to contribute to today's conversation, you can always send us an SMS via our SMS number 21760, or rather leave us a comment on our social media handles and your message will be delivered. So without further ado, let me give my guests the opportunity to introduce themselves to you, our dear viewer.
Hello everyone, my name is Lilian Kimandi. I'm an alumna of Zitech University, and today we are here to shed more light on the topic. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much, Lilian, and you're welcome. You. Next.
Hello dear viewer, my name is Tess Wasivi. I am a student and I am a youth. Thank you for having me today.
Okay, thank you so much, Tess, for being here today. Lilian, both of you are welcome. And maybe if we could just go straight into today's conversation. And first and foremost, because we've said our topic of discussion is financial literacy. However, in just simple terms, if you could maybe explain to our viewer what it means to be financially literate, or what it means to you. Lilian, you could go first.
Okay, to me, financial literacy, I believe, is the understanding and ability to know how to manage your finances, like money. Yeah.
Thank you so much for that. Tess, how about you? What does financial literacy mean to you?
To me, financial literacy means how to spend your money, how to use it wisely, and how to earn.
Okay, thank you so much for that. And the both of you have used very important terms, how to use your money wisely, which is a very huge challenge that a lot of our young people are facing today. And maybe before we get into some of the challenges that our young people are facing today, maybe first of all, we could just explain to our viewer, why do you think it's important for the young people to start learning how to manage their money at an early age?
Okay, to start with me, I think so many youth out here, like we tend to think that we are young and saving, we tend to leave it to our parents. We think that we don't need to save money right now because the little that we get, we believe that we should just utilize it and tutaimalizia hapo hapo. But to me, I think saving is a critical thing. First of all, we have to think about tomorrow, and also we don't have to include ourselves in debt. You know, so most of the youth have engaged themselves in just taking loans. And then one thing as youth we don't understand about loans is that you can take a loan, yes, but after taking a loan, what will you do with the loan?
Yeah.
But some of us, we just take loans because they advertise in these sites, but we don't have an agenda of what to do with the loan. And that is why most of us, like, that there is where we go wrong, because you tend to find most of us after getting those loans, we can use them in, let's say, wrongly ways. Like we can go and just party with the money without remembering that when we party, the money is gone. But you don't think about like where will you get the money just to pay back the loan. Then there is where we tend to have debts, like you tend to have so many debts. And when you have a debt and literally like you did not utilize the money to do a productive thing that will yield another money, you find now we have financial constraints. So I think managing money, it's good.
Okay. How about you, Tess? Why do you think it's important for we as the young people to start learning how to manage our finances at an early age?
It's quite good to learn how to manage our finances early because it builds discipline. And it makes one to know their debts and how to avoid them. And basically, when you're out of the care of your parent, you'll be able to know how to budget yourself for your daily use.
Okay, that is actually something that is very important. And also I feel like it's usually a big pardon me, a big challenge, because when we are still living with our parents, no one really talks to us about these things. So you just have to learn them on your own, and sometimes it might be too late for that, right? Okay, so moving forward, we are just talking about managing our money and how to be financially literate. However, there are challenges that the young people might face in trying to, you know, manage their funds and everything. Maybe what are some of these challenges, Lillian? You could go first.
Okay, me as a youth, I can say like the challenges that are out here. Let's say like we don't have income. So when you don't have an income, how will you save and you don't have the income that you are about to save? Like, I think that is a challenge because another thing is like, if you don't have that enough, how will you save and yet you have not even gotten your needs? So if your needs, if you have not satisfied your needs, I think like you'll not have enough for you to save. So if now let's say we are struggling to satisfy our needs day and day, activities each and every day. So if you don't have your needs, like it becomes a challenge for you to save. So and another ways, like we find like we don't have job opportunities. So if you are lacking a job, I feel that we don't have money for us to save. So if you don't have money, like most of us, we depend on the little that our parents are giving us. So if you depend on what your parents are giving you, like you might find that you don't have even enough to save. But what I can say is the little that you get, make sure even if you manage your needs, like let's just avoid so many desires. You know, there's a difference between needs and desires. Like you find like you have daily needs, yes, but there are desires that we can avoid in order for us to save for tomorrow.
And that can be very difficult. Avoiding your desires, they are very tempting and they are everywhere. So
as tempting as it is, I think we should learn to save.
Okay. How about you, Tess? What do you think are some of these challenges?
Some of these challenges are not saving. Maybe if you're in your parents' care, they might be giving you maybe 500 for your daily stipend. There are things that you can do to save that cash. You can maybe decide to not buy that jewelry that you see on the street and you're so tempted to get it. You can decide to save it, and in month you can actually, you know, surprise your parent with something.
Okay, that is actually very interesting and good to hear from the both of you. And I feel like it's also nice if we got your personal experiences from the both of you. And maybe, Tess, you could go first and tell us if you've ever tried maybe saving or budgeting and how it went.
Yes, I have tried saving before. It wasn't easy. It was so hard. But it's becoming a habit now. The little that I get from my parents and the little that I make, I save a little. Because saving is really important because for the future, you need to look at tomorrow. Yes.
And the fact that you're also talking about that you will not always be under your parents' care. So in the future you might need, or even when you're still under your parents' care, sometimes there are things you need to get yourself and you can't always depend on your parents for that. So that is actually very important. Lillian, have you ever tried saving, budgeting? How is it so far?
To me, the most striking part is like, I do save, but the most striking part is when I'm about to reach the amount that I've intended to, like you find some desires like zinakuja tu kwa akili from nowhere. Like when you pass all over the market, you see things on your eyes, they are trying to call you. They are like, you have money, like you have that money, just get that thing. You see like that thing like inasumbua sana. And also like saving for youth is a bit difficult, but it can be manageable. Like you see, most of my times I operate with Mshwari, is whereby I go and put my money and I save, and I'll say, like I'll put myself to restriction and I'll say, in a month's time, let's say I'll be having this amount of money, and I'll do this thing that maybe I've wanted to do for a long time, for the longest time. And also, like you can find myself, like I can ask for my parents for money, and then that money I'll not use that time. Like I'll still put it on my savings account. But now like when you want to have discipline on saving, I can say one thing that you can do. Like there are these. You have to learn about the interest, how they work. Because with Mshwari, the more you put your money, the more interest it yields. And I think the more day and day your money is in that saving account, the more interest it's generating. So you'll find like you have put some amount of money, but at some period of time, it will be increasing more and more. So when you come to withdraw your money, you'll find like you have generated a lot of interest, and then you'll do the thing that you wanted to do with your money.
And you've talked about you've mentioned how when you have money and you're walking around, everything looks attractive. And that happens especially if you're walking around town. Everything looks nice, everything is enticing, so it can be actually very difficult. And okay, Lillian, this next question goes to you, Tess, because Lillian has talked about Mshwari, which is, we could say it's mobile banking, right? Do you also maybe use mobile banking, or do you use other ways like just saving your cash, physical cash?
I think I'm sure it is the one I use mostly because it's better. Because I can actually lock my savings until a specific date, so that becomes easier, and I can't access it anytime. So it like makes me to be disciplined. I'll have to wait for a specific date to withdraw my cash.
Okay, and we also have other ways of saving, like the piggy banks that a lot of people actually use, right? So that is also advisable, because getting the money from there, you'll have to break the entire thing. So I think it also works at some point. So moving forward, we were talking about how when you're still under your parents' care, we don't get a lot of these conversations about saving, about managing our finances. So I would just like to ask, do you think our parents and also maybe our schools, our institutions, do you think they're doing enough in teaching financial literacy? And if not, what do you think they can do better in order for us, the young people, to get such knowledge?
Can you repeat your question kindly?
Okay, so I'm asking because we don't get a lot of this advice on how we can save, how we can manage our money. What do you think our parents and also our schools, because most of the young people are still learning, right? What do you think our parents can do, or how can they advise us on this?
Okay, I'll go first. I think as youth, we tend to leave everything about school, about being taught by our parents. Like some things are just normal.
Yeah.
You should know for yourself. As much as the school should educate you on how to use your money, even though the school just comes each and every day, the song is just repeated on your mind. You should save, you should save. As long as you don't have that discipline, I think you'll not save your money. But I think about in that point, I think schools should have more discipline, like they should have more concepts and courses that they should teach this young generation that we should save for tomorrow. But we tend to think about today, like sisi ni watu wenye, like I've had a situation whereby there are these comrades when you're in school, you could find someone has called a sister, her mom, her cousin, a uncle, and then you'll find that maybe kwa Mpesa she has like, let's say 28 shillings, and then she's demanding for 20 shillings or 22 shillings, and then the parent goes on by sending more than that, like let's say like ametuma like 30 bob. Then you see the budget that you had, maybe you are planning to go and take a small cha, and then now the parent has handed you more 20 bob. Now you'll start thinking about another thing. I'll need to take a juice, so you'll be tempted to tell the parent, now add me more money, because I told you I want exactly 22 shillings. So I think about saving should come automatically. Like as much as our parents should teach us, like your parent will give you, like your parent will not give you the exact money for the thing that you want. And that is the most thing that you do take advantage of. You'll find like you have asked for your parent 500 shillings, and then your parent, like let's say your parent has given you 600 shillings, but you, for your mind, you'll say, because I wanted these things, and my parent, I have asked for 500 shillings, and now he has given me 600. Now I'll just tend to go and use the whole of amount of money. But again, what I can say, if you have been given 600, your parent will not tell you, go and save that 100 bob, like you will use it tomorrow. No. But according to our, let's say our expenditures, we don't tend to think about tomorrow. So if I'm thinking about tomorrow and I have that financial literacy, I'll just tell myself, because today I needed 500, tomorrow I might even not have that 100 bob. So let me save this 100 bob. Tomorrow maybe it will be 200 bob, and I'll still use it again. I'll not need to tend to ask my parents for these small things again.
So basically what you're saying is, in as much as we want to get advice from our parents, financial literacy should also be self-taught. Okay. Tess, what do you have to say about that?
Well, speak on the parents' side, because for me, what my parents did worked for me. When kids are young, like let's say 5 years old, you can actually teach them how to use the piggy banks, because our banking system in Kenya allows for kids to have their own bank accounts under the parents' care, and the piggy banks work this way, that you can always give the kids some coins, or they can start saving from there. By the time they're maybe 15, 16 years old, 18, they actually do understand the importance of saving from an early age.
Yes, that is actually very important, and just like they say, a little goes a long way. So when they start at a younger age with the little money that you give them, by the time they grow up, at least they are okay, and they can do everything in matters saving by themselves, right? Okay, so moving forward, there is something, Lillian, you mentioned earlier, and maybe if we could go back to that. You talked about debts and how people find themselves in debts because maybe you asked someone for money and you said you are going to return, and then maybe where you're expecting to get the money, it doesn't happen in due time. And I feel like debts is one of the major challenge that a lot of young people are facing right now. What do you think the young people should do about that? Because, okay, we cannot avoid having debts. Sometimes it's unavoidable, but how can we control that?
Okay, to me, I'll start saying that is the reason why we are talking about financial literacy. Like, as you said, debts are unavoidable sometimes in some circumstances. But when most you need to do your saving, most avoid debts. Like, because if you have debts, you have loans, you cannot save money. Because I tend to think most of the younger generation, like you'll find even these apps, they're advertising, oh, we are giving loans, there's no interest being generated, and then you'll be tempted. You are not in need of that money today, but just because you saw it being advertised, they are giving loans, you'll just go and try it. And you know that trying it is when now you get the loan. And sometimes you'll get the loan and you have no agenda to use that money. You just waste the money. And then the time ya kulipa is where now you start thinking about it. Goja. What did I use that money? What did I do with that money? Then I think the problem comes whereby now you are needed to pay that money. So when you find that you have financial constraints, when you are struggling more to get the money to pay, you'll have to struggle most of the time to ask for more money in order to cater for that loan. Because most of the time you find, even like if I depend on my parents, I've not even told them that I got a loan. So if I did not tell them I got a loan, I think the little that they gave me, I'll be just trying to make a way to get more money for me to pay that loan back. So I think to stop these debts, I think most of the thing that should be done is financial literacy. You should know, why am I getting this loan? And what are the consequences of getting this loan? If I get it, what will I do? What will I use the money? Will I do a productive plan that will generate an income for the payment? If the money you are getting like cannot do something that will generate more income, just leave the loan and just concentrate on what you have right now at the moment, not thinking about what you don't have. Because loans, I think they are not our money. But people tend to think like loans are your money. Like you see, like you have these messages. Most of that we have bank accounts here. For instance, for me, I'm using KCB. So I think KCB will just be sending those promotional messages, and they are not guaranteed that if you send, I should just go the way they are saying me to go. True. So they'll tell me, dear Lillian, dear blah blah blah, you have a promotion and you have a loan that you can use. Like you have, let's say, a loan amount then you can borrow depending on your savings. So me, according to me, I'll just go and say, let me just take this loan because they have told me I'm qualified to get the loan. But at the end of the day, you'll ask yourself, yes, I took the money. Where did I take the money? Because at the moment, you had no plans of what to do with the money. So you'll find yourself, you just spend it, and that is when you'll just have the debts now.
Because you didn't have a valid reason.
You didn't have a valid reason for you to get the for what, like what are you getting the loan to do? If it is a productive plan that you have for this money, for instance, you are taking a loan to go and build a shop. For instance, you're taking the loan to go and maybe buy something that you will sell. Maybe you are taking the money to go and do something that will generate another income. That is okay. But if you are taking the money with no agenda, that is bad.
Okay, thank you for that. Tess, how can the young people have control over having debts at such a young age?
I'll just echo what Lillian has said. You need to know why you're taking the loan, and is it going to help you, and do you have a source of income that can generate the loan back plus the interest that is going to be applied to it. You need to know these things before applying for a loan. And some don't like give specific restrictions on how the interest will be and all that and the timelines. Like, it's all about planning yourself, knowing why you need it, and do you really need it? Those are just the questions that you should ask yourself before acquiring a loan. Because if the debts accrue, I think there are penalties, and they might not be sweet to someone.
True.
Yeah.
Okay, that is very an important message coming from the both of you. And you've talked about having a plan that is, okay, when you get a debt, at least have a plan or have something that will help, not just take money for no reason, right? So how do you think, if the young people are financially literate, how do you think that will affect, or maybe what positive impacts will it have in their future goals? For example, if someone is thinking of starting a business, or maybe they are thinking of even having a family, maybe if you're financially literate, how will that impact your future plans? Or how will it help your future plans?
Okay, to me, I'll say if you're financial literate, you'll know how to manage your money.
Yeah.
And let's say that you have an income, you'll know how to manage according to your needs and wants, the way you'll spend your money. And if you know how to spend your money, I think you'll know the things that should come first and the things that can wait for future. Let's say it's not all the plans that we have in our minds. If you ask so many people today, we have so many things that we can do. Yeah, we have a bucket list. We have written so many things that we want to achieve. But those things, they like, it's not a must you achieve those things today. You can still achieve those things tomorrow. But if you have a production plan, if you plan yourself accordingly, you'll achieve that thing that you want. So having that financial literate, you'll just to know how to manage yourself. The little that you'll have today, you'll manage it for tomorrow. Yeah.
Okay, thank you for that. Tess, how do you think being financially literate affects your future plans or your future goals?
It affects me by making me responsible and enabling me to make wise decisions and to know the why and the how I'm spending my money and to look at my own needs. Yes.
Okay, thank you both of you for that. And moving forward, we are talking about financial literacy, and financial literacy goes hand in hand with financial independence. For example, if you're working, or I want to use the example of maybe the students, because I feel like when you're talking about the youth, they really fall under that gap. So, for example, if we are talking about the students and maybe they are planning on having, the side hustles apart from having their classes and going to school, do you think having such jobs or such side hustles, do you think it plays a huge role in young people being financially independent and they end up being financially literate? Tess, you can go first.
Yes, I think someone having their side hustle leads to them having their financial freedom because whatever the business is, how small you start, you will always make you'll always make something out of it. And I think it's good because going into the future, I think being an entrepreneur is really good to start at an early age.
So you would advise?
Yeah, I'd advise one to start right now if you have the capability to. Yes.
Lillian.
Okay, to me, being financially independent also, it's a good thing.
Yeah.
Because one thing, although that's your money, I think even the parents will be supporting you. And I think that is the opportunity to save, because you can be using your little that you get, and the money that maybe you get from your parent, you can be using it to do your saving. So if I'm getting, let's say, from my small business that I've started still in school, like most of the parents know, like, we don't have money, we don't generate income. So if I'm getting something out of my way, my own way, as long as my parents are supporting me, the little that I get myself, I'll be able to save it. And I think that is a good thing. And also, like you see, most of the things that are brought by spending more money, like that can be a good thing also, and also it can have side effects, because you'll tend to find that if I'm generating my own income, I'll be having more expenses than someone who is depending on their parents for income. So if I tend to get another side hustle, I'll be more cautious about, let's say, saving my money, and that can be a good thing, because at the end of it tomorrow, whatever small I've saved today, it can be of rescue.
Okay, and I would like to ask, because earlier we were talking about how young people should use their money for the right reasons, and we know that we as the young people, apart from the normal things that we do, young people engage a lot in maybe going to parties and doing all that fun stuff. Okay, how can you advise them on that? Because you can't tell them don't go to parties at all.
To me, what I can say, the right way to use money depends on a person, depends on the person himself or herself. Like you can say, the way I'm spending my money, it's my own money, right? You can say like I'm wasting my money, but according to me, that is the right way that I'm supposed to spend my own money. So I think most of the things that we should do, as much as we are condemning these things, I think it's our time. If it's my time to go to party, yes, I saved for that. Let me go to party. I saved for that money. I saved for me to use maybe my right way. The reason why I was doing my saving, the reason why I went to my Mshwari and saved my money. Labda mimi nilikuwa nataka kwenda kupiga sherehe, which is right according to me, and according to the other person, maybe it will be wrong. But what I can say is, as much as we have those expenses, we should try to limit on saving. Like we can save for tomorrow, but at the moment we don't have family. So the thing that we are saving for, like if I can ask you a question, like what are you saving your money to do? Yeah, that's just a general question. Like when you save each and every day activities, like una save pesa ufanye nini?
Okay, so am I supposed to answer?
Yeah, you're just supposed to answer.
Okay, personally, I feel like, because right now I have short-term goals. For one, right now when I'm saving, I know I need to get a new phone, because I'm thinking about the things that I use every day, and we are in the media industry, so we know having a good phone is usually very important. So personally, right now I could say I'm looking towards getting a new phone.
Good. My friend,
For me, I'm saving up to get myself a nice laptop.
Yeah. Good. You see, like each and every person have different aspirants for what savings means. Maybe myself, I just want to save and just have a good life.
Yeah, true.
Which is a good thing. Like who said having a good life is bad?
Yeah, it's not.
It's not bad. And again, like saving, I also need a phone. Like let's just say, like most of the youth, what we are thinking about is just on how to stay online. And also, like as you have said, like we are media persons. Like I'm a media personnel by profession. So I think most of the things I'll be thinking about will just liaise on my profession, which is a good thing, not a bad thing at all. Yeah.
Okay, Tess, anything else you want to add to that?
No. Just said everything.
Okay. So before we conclude, we can talk about something that our parents do a lot, especially our moms. We have something called the chamas, where they meet up, and chamas are usually mainly about saving, right? Would you advise the young people to also start appreciating and embracing having these chamas, and do you think they can work? Do you think the young people have the patience to be in chamas?
Personally, the most funny thing is I'm always against the chamas.
Oh, okay.
Because chamas are not bad. Like based in two perspectives.
Yeah.
But what I think, it's like most of the people, you find someone is calling you, nisaidie 1,000 bob, today I have my chama. Then that is a loan you are taking to go and pay, to go and give someone. Like, that is not saving. Like, we tend to see that, like, these chamas are working, but sometimes I can see that they are not working. If you have the money, it's just like the normal saving. Chama works in this way. Let me say I'm at the right moment, at this moment, let's say I'm working and I have like my salary, let's say I have more than, for a month, let's just approximate and say I have 10,000. So I'll tell myself, because I have this 10,000 I'm getting every month, I'll not use the whole amount. I'll just take, let's say I spend 7K, and the 3K I'll say let me pay for my chama. That will be like saving. But at the moment when you don't have an income, then you say you are in chama, that will not justify that is not a chama. That is not saving, because at the end of the day you'll find like you have stress when the at the moment when the chama imefika and you don't have that money at that moment, you'll just find like, let me call my friend Susan, hello, do you have a 500 shillings? Hello, Tess, do you have 300 shillings? I want to pay for my chama. And at the end of the day, when you get that chama, you find that you have so many debts.
So basically, you're always in debt.
You are always in debt. You just take that money and say, let me pay Tess, let me pay Susan, let me pay who and who. And then at the end of the day, when you do the calculations, you'll find like, ni kweli nimepewa chama na mtu akiniuliza hiyo pesa nimepeleka wapi, I don't have that money right now. So but if it was like, let's say, basing on your income, and you said like you are using that as your saving method, you'll find at the end of the day you have good money because you don't have debt. So you'll just have a plan on what to do with that money.
Okay, thank you so much for that. So you are team against chamas?
No, as I said, I have two perspectives about chama. The good perspective and the other side of that I've said.
Okay. Tess, do you think the young people should embrace having the chamas?
I think yes, it's not a bad thing. It's also a bad thing. Like what Lillian has said, you find yourself always in debt. You have to pay. You know, there are deadlines. Like if it's 12th, it's 12th. You have to give your money by 8 p.m. But on the brighter side, it's actually good because it's like a rotation. So your day will finally reach, and when your day reaches, you'll feel nice because you'll have something. You'll enjoy it. So I think young people should embrace chamas.
And as we conclude, maybe any advice you have to the young people out there who maybe they want to start saving, because saving is part of being financially literate, and maybe they don't know how to start because maybe they don't have their source of income like we had mentioned earlier, or they feel like their source of income is not enough. Any advice you have for them?
Any advice I have for them is once you save the little that you have, always budget. Know why and how you're going to use it. Use the money. Like always budget yourself. Have your own goals. Maybe by end of year, by end of this month, by end of the first quarter of the year, I should be having this amount. I should have done this with it. Yes.
Okay. So have a plan, budget. Okay. Lillian, any advice you have for that young person out there watching?
Okay, to me, the advice I can give to the youth out here, learn to differentiate between your needs and desires and also wants. There's a difference between needs, desires and wants. I think needs are specific, like they are needs, they must be there for you to, like you can't live without needs. But desires and wants, I think they are just, you can avoid them as much as you have to stay with them. So when you learn to differentiate between your needs and wants, you'll know how to budget yourself, and also have a, let's say, monthly budget plan that you can have for you to sustain yourself. Make sure that you have a production plan, doing each and every day activity. So when you wake up, just know today maybe I'll be getting this amount of money, and today the need that I have for this money is 1, 2, and 3. I'll just be needing to buy food, maybe to like something that they are must to have. Just do them, but the extra things that it is not a must for you to do it, you can just avoid them. Like at the end of the day, you will not die, and at the end of the day, like let's say today, tomorrow, you'll just find yourself, you have that discipline of saving money, and that is what we call financial literacy.
Okay, thank you so much for that, both of you. And maybe if we could read feedback that we're getting. We have one of our viewer who says kipindi kizuri hiki, asante sana kwa kutazama. Then we have Jael Diana who says this is quite a very important topic of discussion, and she says it's also important for our young people to start learning the art of saving, which is what we've talked about right now, right? Okay, so as we conclude, maybe Lilian, you could go first. Give us your parting shot in regards to today's topic of discussion.
Okay, my last words is Lilian. As I said, as Lilian, be yourself.
Yeah.
Don't be another person. That is what drives me. I think that is what drives me each and every day. Because you'll find like what are my needs, they are not the other person's needs. So if you be yourself, you'll be able to differentiate your needs and your wants, and you'll be able to have a production plan that will keep driving you each and every day activities. And also what I can tell the youth out here, if you don't have, please don't stretch yourself. It's never that serious.
Okay, thank you so much for that. Tess, your parting shot as we conclude.
Financial literacy is a wide topic across all generations, but as a youth, just know how to budget yourself, plan yourself, know the why and the how you're using your money. Again, don't let peer pressure get into you. It's never that serious, just the way Lilian has said. It's never that serious. And we are different people, we come from different backgrounds. Just be yourself, live within your means. If it's not a must for you to have it, just let it go. Yes.
Okay, thank you so much for that, Tess and Lilian, and thank you for joining us today and for shedding more light on today's conversation. And I believe our young people have grasped something from whatever you've had to say about today's discussion. And that brings us to the end of today's discussion on financial literacy among the youth. And maybe what we've learned is that being money smart isn't about how much you earn, but by how well you manage what you earn. And remember, just like Lilian and Tess have said, small habits like saving, budgeting, and also setting your financial goals can make a big difference. So thank you so much for joining us today here on Form Faith Show. It was an honor having you, our dear viewer, here today. I am your host, Susan Bulemi. Until next time, be blessed and stay empowered. Well, hello to you, our dear viewers of Capuchin TV, and welcome to the Form Faith Show, whereby we get to interact with the youth in various ways.
Let's stop judging people according to their tribes.
We present to you fresh perspectives, exciting conversations, engaging debates, Bible trivia discussions, showcasing of talents such as singing, dancing, art, and so much more from guests who keep it real and authentic.
Sasa wewe, nitajuaje hautani-hurt? Intrude my nature, Capuzin,
So buckle up, because this season is about to be epic with me, your one and only host, Susan Bulemi. Keep it locked right here on the Form Faith Show every Wednesday from 2 to 3 p.m. only on Capuchin TV.
This is Archbishop Anthony Moheria, the Archbishop of Nyeri, and the Vice Chair of the Kenya Conference of Catholic Bishops. We'd like to welcome you once more here at Subukia Shrine, especially on this great day, which is a National Prayer Day, when all of us are gathering from all over our country, from all the dioceses, to pray for our country, to pray for ourselves, to pray for blessing for our families, and obviously to come together, planning and asking Mary to protect us and to guide us along the way in this year of hope. We know there are very many people out there who are sick and would want to come and be given a boost of hope, a boost of healing, even here in the National Shrine. And we know that that prayer is a prayer you want to raise to God. Much as we know how much you long to come, we are encouraging those who are very sick. Perhaps you stay at home and send your intentions to the people who are coming. We will have a special moment of intention for all those who are sick, especially the very, very sick, so that God, from where you are, can reach out to your healing. Mary, our mother, can come and protect you wherever you are. All of us who are able to come, we should not be discouraged. If you are healthy and you are strong enough, come over. We are going to try and provide for you. Some of you would like to stay nearby. There are places in Nyahururu, there are places in Nakuru where you can spend the night, you can come in the evening and then go over, so that you all are able to be comfortable on the day of the prayer day, which we look forward for many blessings. Finally, we also want to ask all those people who are a bit worried about the security, that now we have taken all the security precautions, everything will be taken care of. But we will always be our brother and our sister's keeper. Welcome, come for the blessings, and may God grant us a very good moment. Pray for our nation, pray for the future, pray for our children, pray for our families, and pray for the sick. May God bless us as we prepare to come to Subukia. Karibuni in this year of hope. We are pilgrims of hope. Hope does not disappoint, and we are together in prayer. God bless you.